journey to higher consciousness often begins with a shift in understanding what we consider vital energy. In many ancient practices, semen is revered as a concentrated source of life force, not just biologically, but spiritually. Semen, according to these traditions, holds within it the power of creation, an essence capable of shaping not only physical existence, but also guiding the path to elevated states of awareness. This concept goes beyond mere physical health, inviting us to look at semen as a reservoir of potential spiritual energy. When this energy is channeled and preserved, it cultivates inner strength, clarity, and deeper perception. While mainstream narratives around semen retention might focus on superficial benefits like improved focus or physical vitality, these are merely the surface. The core of semen retention as a spiritual practice lies in its ability to create profound psychological and spiritual shifts, leading to higher states of consciousness. By choosing to retain, we are choosing to cultivate and transform energy that, when properly directed, can transcend worldly concerns and unlock dimensions within us that are often dormant. To understand semen retention in this light, it's essential to look at it as a form of alchemy, an intentional transformation of raw life force into refined spiritual insight. Through semen retention, individuals experience heightened intuition, an improved ability to focus, and an increased capacity for compassion. The practice fosters a unique harmony between body and mind, building a foundation on which higher consciousness can be established, nurtured, and expanded. Harnessing inner alchemy and spiritual energy. Semen retention, when practiced consciously, initiates a process akin to alchemy within the body and mind. In ancient Eastern philosophies, this energy is known as ojas or jing, and it is often considered the essence of vitality and enlightenment. This energy, once accumulated, needs to be circulated and directed within, as it has the potential to energize all chakras, refining and elevating one's spirit. The transformation happens gradually, where one's mind and senses start to align more with spiritual truths, moving beyond the distractions of daily existence. The initial phases of semen retention might feel challenging, as the stored energy creates physical and mental tension. However, this tension acts as a catalyst for transformation when approached mindfully. By consciously guiding this energy through meditation, breathwork, or visualization, we can begin to channel it toward our higher centers, activating regions in the brain associated with higher consciousness. It's a powerful yet subtle experience, making us aware of the depth and potential within our minds. As the energy circulates, it begins to influence one's perception of reality. The mind becomes clearer, thoughts more intentional, and emotional responses more balanced. This shift is not just mental but spiritual, resonating with the experience of those who have traversed similar paths in ancient mystical traditions. Over time, one can sense a deep internal peace, an unwavering connection to the present moment, and a clarity that brings understanding beyond the material world. The role of intention and discipline in transformation. Practicing semen retention for higher consciousness requires both intention and discipline. Without a clear purpose, the energy can lead to frustration rather than enlightenment. Setting a deliberate intention to channel this energy for spiritual growth ensures that the practice serves a higher goal. This intentionality aligns our actions with our inner desire for evolution, guiding us toward positive transformation. Each day, the discipline needed to stay on this path strengthens our willpower, a key component in reaching deeper awareness. Discipline is also essential for mastering impulses and overcoming distractions. Retaining this energy can sometimes awaken dormant thoughts and desires, yet through discipline, we can use these moments as opportunities for self-reflection. Each challenge overcome becomes a victory of the spirit, reinforcing a sense of inner stability and mastery over one's own life force. This inner control is liberating, allowing us to see the world not through the lens of instant gratification, but through a steady, discerning eye that values growth and understanding. Over time, this discipline and intention build a reservoir of inner strength, a foundation upon which higher consciousness can thrive. The energy that would otherwise be dissipated now serves as a vital fuel, invigorating the mind, body, and soul. This conscious redirection gradually transforms one's inner world, creating space for insights and experiences that were previously inaccessible. The journey becomes one of spiritual fortification, where every thought and action reflects a commitment to self-awareness and transcendence. From self-realization to self-transcendence. As the practice of semen retention deepens, so does self-awareness. This journey invites us to witness and understand our thoughts, patterns, and behaviors with remarkable clarity. With each passing day, as the energy accumulates and refines, an understanding emerges about the nature of our existence and our true desires. We begin to separate transient impulses from genuine aspirations, finding peace in understanding ourselves beyond mere surface-level inclinations. This insight is liberating, providing an expanded view of what it means to be alive and aware. In this state, self-realization occurs, an awareness that transcends the ego's limited desires. We realize that true fulfillment comes not from the accumulation of experiences or achievements, but from the inner peace found in alignment with higher principles. As self-realization deepens, a desire for self-transcendence often emerges. This is a longing to go beyond the individual self, to connect with universal consciousness. The energy of semen retention, when directed toward this purpose, serves as a bridge, expanding one's perception from the self to the greater whole. Self-transcendence is a profound shift, an experience that redefines our relationship with reality. It dissolves the boundaries of the ego, allowing us to feel at one with the world around us. This is the essence of higher consciousness, an elevated state of being where one experiences unity, compassion, and profound peace. Through semen retention, we not only cultivate inner strength, but also create the conditions necessary for these higher states, fostering a deep connection with our true, boundless nature. Nurturing spiritual growth. Through daily practices. Semen retention alone, however, is not a standalone path. It is a practice best complemented by other spiritual disciplines that align body, mind, and soul. Meditation, for example, becomes more profound and easier to sustain, as the mind is less distracted and more centered. The practice of meditation deepens the process of semen retention, guiding the stored energy inward and upward, nurturing states of awareness that reveal the subtleties of our consciousness. Breathwork is another invaluable tool that aligns well with semen retention. Practices like pranayama allow for the smooth circulation of energy throughout the body, balancing and harmonizing it across the chakras. Each breath fuels a deeper connection to the present moment, helping channel this energy beyond its primal roots to higher spiritual dimensions. Physical activity, too, such as yoga or tai chi, becomes a way of grounding this powerful energy, ensuring it harmonizes with the body rather than causing restlessness. By integrating these practices into daily life, we create a holistic approach to spiritual growth. This path builds resilience, sharpens intuition, and nurtures compassion and understanding. It supports semen retention in ways that allow our spiritual energy to blossom fully, harmonizing with the physical, mental, and emotional layers of our being. Through consistent practice, we learn to sustain higher consciousness, even amid the challenges of daily life. The role of compassion and service in expanding consciousness. As we progress on this journey, semen retention opens pathways to compassion and selfless service, two key aspects of higher consciousness. When we retain and refine this energy, our capacity to empathize and connect with others intensifies. This energy, now rooted in peace and clarity, is naturally inclined toward compassion. We begin to see others not as separate beings, but as reflections of the same consciousness we are a part of. This realization is profoundly healing, dissolving the walls that often isolate us from one another. Service becomes not just an act, but a necessity for the soul's expansion. Higher consciousness teaches us that true fulfillment is found in giving. By channeling this energy into compassionate action, we deepen our connection to the world, making a meaningful impact in the lives of others. This shift from personal gain to selfless service is a hallmark of spiritual maturity, transforming semen retention from a personal discipline to a practice that nurtures collective growth. With each compassionate act, higher consciousness expands further, encompassing both personal and collective experiences. This deep sense of interconnectedness brings profound inner peace and fulfillment, reinforcing the idea that higher consciousness is as much about serving others as it is about inner transformation. Through this process, we realize that semen retention is not just a means to personal enlightenment, but a practice that contributes to the greater good, fostering a world of love, unity, and understanding. Deepening awareness through emotional mastery. As semen retention progresses, it brings to light a new level of emotional mastery. This path, while challenging, transforms how we perceive and respond to emotions, moving us beyond reactive patterns. The energy preserved through retention fuels mental clarity, making us more aware of our emotional states. We become less entangled in fleeting thoughts and emotions, gaining insight into the roots of our feelings and learning to respond with mindfulness rather than impulsivity. In this heightened state of awareness, emotions no longer control us. Instead, they become tools for self-understanding and growth. Anger, frustration, or sadness are met with curiosity and compassion rather than resistance. By embracing these emotions consciously, we allow them to pass without attachment, making space for inner peace. This newfound stability allows us to approach life's challenges from a place of calm confidence, aware that we hold the power to choose our responses rather than being swayed by external events. Through this emotional mastery, semen retention becomes more than a physical discipline. It becomes a foundation for a balanced inner world. Relationships improve as we become more present and attentive, unburdened by the emotional turbulence that previously clouded our interactions. This presence and peace extend outward, creating an environment where others feel safe, seen, and understood. In this way, the practice transforms not only the practitioner, but also positively influences those around them, making semen retention a ripple of peace in a world often marked by emotional volatility. Manifesting inner vision into daily life. As higher consciousness takes root, semen retention becomes a practice that bridges the inner spiritual realm with the external world. The energy cultivated within can be consciously directed to manifest one's higher vision and purpose, anchoring spiritual insights into daily reality. By connecting deeply with one's inner self, clarity about personal values and true desires emerges. Goals become more aligned with spiritual truth rather than ego-driven ambitions, paving a way to live in authenticity and integrity. With heightened focus and inner vitality, the mind sharpens, making it easier to visualize and pursue one's purpose. Semen retention helps channel this creative power constructively, whether through career, relationships, or personal projects, guiding these areas toward meaningful growth. This is the essence of living consciously. Each decision and action is aligned with one's higher self, gradually building a life that reflects the inner vision of peace, purpose, and fulfillment. In this way, the practice of semen retention transcends personal benefit, creating a life of service, contribution, and purpose. It empowers us to become creators in our own right, manifesting a reality that reflects our innermost truths. As this vision unfolds, one's very presence becomes a source of inspiration, proving that higher consciousness, cultivated through mindful discipline, is not only achievable, but sustainable in daily life. This harmony between inner growth and outer action is a testament to the transformative power of this practice, allowing us to embody the ideals of consciousness and purpose. Expanding perception. Beyond the physical plane. One of the most profound shifts that occurs through semen retention is an expanded perception that moves beyond the limitations of the physical senses. As the practice deepens, awareness stretches to encompass subtler dimensions of reality, revealing insights that were once obscured by the distractions of sensory experience. This shift invites us to perceive life from a heightened perspective, one that acknowledges the unseen forces at play and recognizes the interconnectedness of all existence. In this elevated state, everyday experiences carry deeper meaning, as if each moment holds a hidden message for our growth and understanding. Ordinary interactions and events become lessons guiding us toward greater wisdom. This expanded awareness allows us to see patterns, synchronicities, and symbols in our lives, drawing our attention to the universe's gentle guidance. We begin to understand that everything in life, from the smallest details to the grandest experiences, is intricately woven into the fabric of our journey. This heightened perception brings with it a profound respect for the mystery of existence. The boundaries between the self and the universe blur, leading to a deep-seated sense of unity with all things. In this way, semen retention is not just a discipline, but a doorway to a reality beyond the physical, a state of awareness that connects us with the divine energy permeating all of creation. As we embrace this vision, we learn to navigate life with grace, humility, and reverence, aware that we are part of something infinitely greater than ourselves. The role of patience and acceptance in spiritual maturity. A critical aspect of achieving higher consciousness through semen retention is the development of patience and acceptance. This journey is not one of immediate results. It is a gradual unfolding that requires trust in the process. In a world that often demands quick fixes and immediate gratification, the discipline of semen retention teaches us the value of patience. The energy we cultivate through this practice grows stronger over time, and learning to honor this growth without rushing it is essential to reaping its full benefits. Patience helps us surrender to the natural rhythm of our spiritual growth, embracing each stage of the journey without judgment. There may be days of struggle, moments of doubt, or times when the practice feels difficult. Yet by accepting these challenges as part of the process, we allow ourselves to evolve naturally, without resistance. This acceptance nurtures resilience, a quiet inner strength that allows us to face difficulties without losing sight of our purpose. With patience and acceptance, semen retention becomes a practice of trust in the divine timing of our growth. This willingness to surrender to the journey brings a deep sense of peace and inner fulfillment, reinforcing that the path to higher consciousness is as much about embracing where we are as it is about reaching a particular state. This mindset brings lasting transformation, for it is not just the achievement of higher consciousness, but the wisdom, compassion, and strength gained along the way that define true spiritual maturity. Cultivating self-discipline as spiritual fortification. Semen retention requires a level of self-discipline that goes beyond ordinary willpower. It is a commitment to something larger than immediate satisfaction, a dedication to growth that forges resilience. In the early stages, this discipline may feel like a battle against habitual urges, but over time, it transforms into a spiritual practice of fortification. The act of restraint becomes an intentional choice to build inner strength and mastery, allowing the practitioner to transcend the fleeting nature of desires. Self-discipline in this context is not about rigid control, but about understanding and channeling energy toward a higher purpose. Each moment of discipline reinforces a connection to one's deeper self, strengthening an internal resolve that acts as a shield against distractions. As we cultivate this resolve, we begin to trust ourselves more deeply, knowing we have the strength to face life's challenges without succumbing to impulsive reactions. This trust is liberating, allowing us to act with clarity rather than from compulsion. Through self-discipline, semen retention becomes a grounding force, creating stability in a world full of external pressures and temptations. This stability is essential for spiritual growth, as it nurtures a calm and steady mind capable of perceiving deeper truths. By honoring the practice of semen retention with self-discipline, we build an unshakable foundation on which higher consciousness can flourish. It teaches us that true freedom is found not in indulgence but in conscious restraint, allowing us to align our actions with our spiritual aspirations, awakening inner intuition and spiritual wisdom. As the practice of semen retention deepens, a heightened sense of intuition and spiritual wisdom emerges. This transformation happens naturally, as the mind becomes less clouded by primal impulses, making space for subtle inner guidance. Intuition, often dismissed or ignored in the busy world, becomes a trusted compass, offering insights that guide us on our path with clarity. With fewer distractions, the inner voice grows louder, providing a connection to knowledge that transcends logic alone. This awakened intuition becomes a valuable tool in navigating both mundane and spiritual life. It allows us to read situations, understand people, and make decisions that align with our higher purpose. Intuitive insight is not based on analysis but on an innate knowing, a sense of alignment with the flow of life. Through semen retention, this inner wisdom becomes more accessible, providing a sense of security and peace as we learn to trust our own inner compass rather than external validation or advice. Spiritual wisdom, in turn, is nurtured as we connect with the deeper layers of our consciousness. With energy directed inward, our understanding of reality shifts from a material focus to a spiritual one. Wisdom grows as we experience the interconnectedness of life, a unity that lies beyond the boundaries of ego. By embracing this wisdom, semen retention transforms from a personal practice to a way of being, guiding us to live with compassion, authenticity, and a profound understanding of life's deeper purpose. Understanding energy circulation and chakra activation. The energy retained through semen retention can be consciously circulated within the body, activating and balancing the chakras. Each chakra represents a unique dimension of our spiritual and physical being, from basic survival instincts to divine consciousness. By retaining semen, we accumulate a form of life force that, when directed mindfully, enhances the flow of energy through these centers, opening channels for spiritual elevation. This circulation energizes the entire chakra system, aligning our physical, emotional, and spiritual states. Focusing on the lower chakras first helps establish a strong foundation, bringing stability and grounding. As energy moves upward, it activates the heart chakra, expanding our capacity for compassion and love, not just for ourselves, but for all beings. The practice then opens the throat chakra, allowing for authentic expression, and eventually reaches the third eye, enhancing clarity and spiritual perception. This gradual ascension toward the crown chakra fosters a connection with universal consciousness, transcending individual identity. By actively engaging in practices like meditation, breathwork, and visualization, we can guide this energy upward, balancing each chakra and nurturing spiritual growth. This circulation of energy becomes a journey of inner healing and alignment, revealing aspects of our consciousness that were once hidden. Through this harmonious flow, semen retention becomes a catalyst for awakening, where each chakra serves as a stepping stone toward higher awareness and ultimate unity with the divine. Integrating the practice into daily life and relationships. While semen retention is a deeply personal journey, it has profound effects on relationships and interactions with others. As we cultivate inner peace, clarity, and compassion, these qualities naturally influence how we relate to those around us. Relationships become deeper and more fulfilling, as they are no longer driven by dependency or superficial needs. Instead, they emerge from a place of genuine connection, mutual respect, and understanding, reflecting the love and unity we cultivate within ourselves. Semen retention also encourages us to bring a mindful approach to daily life. Simple routines take on a sacred quality as we become more present and engaged in each moment. Whether through work, hobbies, or interactions, our actions gain purpose, and we engage with life from a place of contentment rather than seeking validation or gratification. This mindfulness extends to self-care, where physical and mental health are honored as integral aspects of spiritual growth. By integrating semen retention into everyday life, we transform the practice into a holistic lifestyle. It shifts from being a standalone discipline to an approach that informs every aspect of our existence, shaping how we think, feel, and act. The practice enriches our connection to ourselves and others, allowing us to live with integrity, purpose, and compassion. Through this integration, semen retention evolves beyond personal benefit, becoming a guiding force for living a balanced and spiritually aligned life. Semen retention is a pathway to divine awareness. In the end, the practice of semen retention transcends the physical and mental dimensions, guiding us toward divine awareness. It is a practice that, when pursued with reverence and purpose, opens doors to dimensions within us that reveal the divine nature of existence. Through the disciplined preservation and direction of this energy, we align with the universal flow of life, embracing an experience that transcends individual identity and ego. As we navigate the path of semen retention, we are constantly reminded of the power of our intentions, thoughts, and actions. Each moment, each choice, carries us deeper into the experience of unity with the cosmos. In this sacred union, we discover that higher consciousness is not a destination, but an ongoing journey, a perpetual state of becoming, filled with wonder, peace, and insight. This journey is, at its core, a return to our true selves, a realization that we are, and have always been, part of something greater. By embracing semen retention with sincerity and dedication, we open ourselves to this truth, allowing divine awareness to guide us through life